So seconds out, delighted to be joined by Jamie Cox. I guess the first question, the obvious question, where have you been for the last 2 years?
Yeah, I had a child and stuff like that, so just spent a bit of time with the family, and then just decided to come back to the boxing and work hard now. And I swapped gyms. I'm over at Tony Borg's now down St. Joseph's, and yeah, unfortunately because of the corona and the COVID, I was meant to fight May the 9th, but due to all this epidemic, it's sort of put a spanner in the works.
Is that your first child?
Yeah, my first one, Daddy. Yeah, first one.
How old are they now, boy, girl?
Girl, she's 1.5. Yeah,
Oh,
so
lovely. I guess
yeah,
the best
yeah,
thing then about not being in the ring, you've got to be quite hands-on.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, they're over in Finland at the minute because of because of the corona. So yeah, it's just waiting till it's sort, and then I'll be able to see her again. So yeah, all good.
Oh, is your baby's mum from Finland? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So yeah, so they sort of called all the Finnish back and stuff. So I don't. Yeah, it was a bit of a messy one.
And from what I read earlier, Tony Borg was saying that you were originally down to return last year on a Matchroom Italy show in Milan, but he
Yeah,
decided kind of quite near to the point you were going to fight. You weren't in the right frame of mind. Is that right?
yeah, I wasn't ready for the fight then, but the May the 9th we would have been ready. And but yeah, due to this, so all I'm doing is the home workouts and stuff. Tony's just got us on the live, Salby and all the boys in the gym, doing the odd runs, the bike. That's all you can really do until you can return back to the gym.
Let's talk about before you took the break. Obviously, you went into the George Groves fight 24-0,
Yeah,
arguably nothing to lose,
yeah.
and gave a really good account of yourself. It sounds weird to say that because the fight didn't last particularly long, but I think you
No,
turned a lot of heads and a lot more people were talking about you after the fight than before, even though it didn't go your way. How did you kind of reflect on it afterwards?
yeah. I trained really hard for the fight. I trained extremely hard, and yeah, I was really, really confident, and we're doing well. And yeah, he was looking for the body shot in the fight, and I didn't really feel it. And yeah, I just got a bit too eager, and he just caught me with a shot. And if I was a bit more patient, I think it would have gone a bit more longer, and it could have been a different story.
When you look at it now, would you rather have rebuilt for a bit longer before the John Ryder fight? Because you only had one fight in between. I think it was like less than 7 months between Groves and Ryder. Do you wish you'd have kind of built back up again before taking another, as we know now, world-class opponent?
Yeah, because John is a very good fighter, and I knew that beforehand anyway. And yeah, he has more of a reputation now. John, I would say, is until I fought him up with the Callum Smith fight and stuff like that. And yeah, it was a fight I thought I would won, and that was that. Maybe I should have rebuilt. Maybe I should have had a few more build-up fights before John. But at the time it seemed right.
When you look back at the Ryder fight now, do you regret engaging him so much on the inside so early on in the fight? Because I think I read afterwards your trainer at the time was saying you could have been maybe a bit more patient in terms of pressing the fight and taking it to him.
Yeah, I think no offense to John, like with George, I trained really hard. I had a great camp, and George beat the best version of me. With Ryder, he beat me fair and square, no doubt about it. But I didn't have the best. I didn't have the best preparation for that fight, and yeah, but he beat me fair and square. But maybe that's why I fought the way I did and didn't fight as I did in the George Groves fight.
So from what you're saying, it kind of sounds like you weren't entirely confident that you had 12 rounds at a hard pace in you, so you went out to try and kind of get the job done a bit earlier. Is that
Yeah,
fair?
in a way, yeah, in a way, I didn't really stick to the tactics. I didn't really, I just went out there and just tried the best of what I could. But I didn't really, I didn't feel the same with myself for the John Ryder fight as I did with Groves.
How much do you think about the count in that fight? Because there was some contention about that at the time, but now you know the things that led up to your defeat anyway, the problems in camp. Do you still think about the count, or do you just think it was always going to be a difficult fight?
No, it was a difficult fight. I thought I was up in time. I think there was a bit of controversy, but but fair play. John won. It is what it is, and who knows? Who knows? He might call me again on the same show. So he won. You know what I mean? It's fair play to him.
What prompted the move from the gym you were at previously in Swindon to St Joe's with Tony Ball, who obviously trains Lee Selby, among others?
No, I was training in Birmingham with John Costello.
Oh,
I was in
sorry, of course you
Birmingham.
were, yeah.
Yeah, I was up. Yeah, I was up in Birmingham, and John's a very good trainer and stuff. And I just thought it was just, a couple of losses known to do with John. John is a fantastic trainer and close to me, one of the closest people to me, and just thought I thought it was just a change would be good. With Lee, Tony, he's trained a lot of great fighters: Gary Buckland, Lee Selby, Paul Samuels, and Joe Cordino was there at the gym when as an amateur. He's got, and I thought like go to there because he's a bit more boxing, whereas sometimes I tend to be a bit too eager to get involved in a scrap. So I thought go there and because I can box too, you know what I mean, and sometimes I don't show that.
Had you worked with Tony before?
Yeah, I had one fight with him before as well, so I've got some old history there with Tony. So I just thought it was just for a change of scenery, and all the fighters there are fit as hell. So they're all good boys.
And how have you found it up there so far? Obviously not in the last few months because of Corona, but before that you had quite a bit of time there. How are you finding the adjustment to their gym?
Yeah, I was really enjoying it, and for the May the 9th, training was going really well. I was sparring really well against some good people. Everything was on point, and then just typical this come along. But I was really enjoying it. I was really, really fit. The big on conditioning there, and just unfortunate circumstances.
And talking about kind of fitness and conditioning, what weight are you planning to not to come back at necessarily, because that will just be a comeback fight, but when you're back kind of competing for championships, is it going to be middle or super middle?
Yeah, I think middle. I think give it a good go because I'm at the end part of my career because of age and stuff. And 160, I moved up from 154 to 168. I should have gone up to 160, but I was quite strong. I was in the gym, and then but it matters on the fight night. The guys are a lot bigger than me and stuff like that. So if I can get down to 160, and hopefully I can be a good force there for the last part of my career.
I think a lot of people watching this will be relieved to hear you say that. I think everyone has always said you've got all the talent and all the ability in the world, but maybe you weren't in the right weight class. At 154, you were kind of weight drained, and at 168, you were maybe a little bit too small. So 160 has always seemed like the perfect weight for you.
Yeah, you're right, Danny. Yeah, the 160 is. I think I should have hit that first, not 168. I've gone from 154 to 168. If you stand next to Callum Swift, just says it all, don't it? You know what I mean? He's a monster. So.
Well, I'm sure when you get offered to be in the World Boxing Super Series and a world title shot against George Groves, you can't really turn that down. I mean, even if you were still at 154 and they offered it, do you know what I mean? It's a hard thing to say no to.
Yeah, of course, because I fight like me, on form, I box anyone I believe I can win, and that's the way you should be. And but you've got to be a bit more realistic and stuff. So yeah, 160, get 160 should be. I should be good at the way there.
Have you kind of kept your eye on the domestic scene or further than that at 160 and who you might like to fight or what titles you might like to go for?
No, just because it all move in time. But like for domestic, you got like Liam Williams. He's a very good fighter, and people like that. But I got get down to 160 and build up. So hopefully pretty fast as well. Get some good fights, and then hopefully I can start challenging against these good fighters.
And you were supposed to be fighting on that big Welsh show May the 9th, and that then got postponed to July 11th. we're presuming, we haven't been told yet, but we're presuming that's now going to happen in some form at Matchroom HQ, like all the behind closed doors fights are being
Yeah.
planned to at the moment. What have you heard, and what kind of date are you training for at the moment?
I'm just doing it. I'm just training the same as all the other fighters in the gym, just doing what Tony says. Yeah, if the call comes to get in the backyard garden at HQ, I'm ready for it. So yeah, it'd be good. It'd be something different. So yeah, well, look up. Hopefully, it gets set up sooner. The sooner the better.
Have you been given any indication when it might be, whether it's like July or August?
No. Maybe my manager Ricky might have heard a bit more, but just from like the social media and stuff like that. That's all I know really.
And what sort of training are you able to do? I know you're following Tony's instructions on the group chat and stuff, but what are you able to do at home? What sort of facilities have you got that you can work with?
Yeah, well, I just live in the country, so I got to go for some nice runs out here. I got a bike. I got my bike here, so I just been doing some like 30-mile bike rides, and I just do some every other day with Tony and the boys, just on online. I haven't got a punch bag up at home, so I'll be the other people doing the shadow, all the exercises that we do in the gym, and just doing the home workouts from there until we can get back down into the gym.
How's your weight coming down while you've been doing that? Because obviously it's not the same as training in the gym, and it must be hard to keep to nutritional discipline as well when you're kind of at home, bit bored. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I suppose I'm not firing on 100% because of them factors and how the epidemic is and everything. You know what I mean? Your mindset. But I'm doing the best I can, and like it would be good with a HQ, the Matchroom HQ. Would be everyone be preparing that 100%, but everyone won't be on top form definitely because of the whole situation. So there'll be some good fights.
A lot of people would look at it and say, "Oh, there's not going to be any fans there. It's kind of a lack of motivation." But a lot of boxers I've spoken to, including you today, seem quite enthusiastic about it. It's something a bit different.
Oh, yeah, I think it's so different. I ain't too bothered about the crowd, so that's that. I don't even hear it when I'm fighting. So just the trainer. So it makes no difference to me. You know what I mean? But some people that are a bit more G'd on from the support from the crowd and stuff, it could be a detriment to them.
What would you say to the fans out there who might have only seen you in the Groves and the Ryder fights, which obviously isn't the best of you? What can they expect from this comeback, I guess we have to call it now?
I think they can now working with Tony, maybe a bit thinking about my boxing a bit more instead of going out there and trying to crash bang one up everyone. And just to see me use my skills a bit more than that. And just always entertaining and action and bring it, and always not shy.
And how can people keep up with you on social media if they want to find out a bit more?
Well, I ain't the most interesting, but if you wanna watch me, you can find me on Twitter. My name's Jamie Cox Pro on there. Twitter, Jamie Cox on there, and Jamie Cox Pro on Insta. So, but there ain't too much to see.
I'm sure you're underestimating it. But yeah, all right, brilliant. Well, it's been great to talk to you, and we look forward to seeing you back in the ring.
Cheers, Danny.
Take care, mate, and I'll speak to you soon.
Take care. Take care, bro. Bye bye.